So good morning all. So today we are here as a part of the Anusandhan program. So what is this Anusandhan? It's a bridge course. Anusandhan is a connectivity between your school level education and the next level education. So most of you in your school level or in the intermediate level would have known about various courses of career choices, and particularly you would be knowing about the engineering, medicine and other things. But one of the best career in the country, and it is the best career in the country, is the civil service. Because there may be a doctor as your neighbor, there may be an engineer as your neighbor. But did any one of you have an IAS officer as a neighbor? Is any one of you having an IAS officer as a neighbor? Mostly it may not be there. Or IPS officer. So this is the rarest and rarest of the rarest thing, the most precious thing and the most valuable career in the country. Because how you can achieve it? Because to know about the civil service exam, we need to understand about 5 W's and 1 H of the civil services. So what is this 5 W's and 1 H? What, when, where, who and why and how. So this is the source of understanding anything. This is the source of knowledge of anything. So since we are talking about the civil service exam, what is civil service? When you should start the preparation of the civil service, where should you prepare? Who should prepare? And why should you prepare? And how to prepare? So that is related to the dimensions of the civil service. So there are the various 6 dimensions of the civil service, and understanding, for anything you can apply the same formula. Not only for the civil service as a career, but for any other thing also to develop your knowledge. If you have to develop your knowledge, this is the criteria, the 5 W's and 1 H. So what is civil service? That is the first criteria. Civil service, you have 2 words, civil and the service. Civil means related to anything that is related to the citizen, and service is to provide support. A system that will be providing the support to the citizens. So who are the people who provide the service supporting system to the people, and what are the support that the citizens would require? Basically, we need a peaceful life to live. And how do you ensure this peaceful life to the people? Ensuring the peaceful life to the people depends upon, a better law and order situation. Who would provide that law and order in every district? At the district level it begins. Law and order is fundamentally provided by the police. And this police is regulated by the district collector. The district collector is overall in charge of the law and order in the district, and he would be controlling the superintendent of police, who do we call as the SP. The SP is directly in charge of the police system. So this district collector and the SP, they belong to the civil service system. Collector is an IAS officer and SP is the IPS officer. So that is the fundamental requirement that we need to live in a society. The fundamental need is that we have to have a peaceful life, and this peace is depending upon how best the law and order is provided. So that is the people who are responsible for providing this basic support system are called as the civil servants. The civil service, including the IAS, IPS and 19 other services in all. If you write one examination, with one examination you will have opportunity to take 19 career opportunities. That is, the one examination is called as the Common Civil Service Exam, which is conducted by the Union Public Service Commission. And when you should start the preparation? Generally there are various entry levels for preparing for the civil service exam. Usually the traditional thinking style was like, after the completion of your graduation, generally people would start the preparation for the civil service. That was the outdated method. Then what is the new method and the contemporary method? Is starting the preparation for the civil service right from the plus 2 level. As soon as you finish your 10th class, you should start the civil service preparation. You will have the ample time for the civil service preparation. If you start your preparation immediately after the 10th class, or you may start your preparation after the plus 2, that is during the graduation level only. This is the trend in the entire country now. So we have around the 2023, from 21st Century IAS Academy, around 153 candidates got selected for the civil services, and out of which almost 50 candidates have started their preparation right from their plus 2 level only. And so that is the trend, ongoing trend in the civil service preparation. Because why the candidates are starting their preparation from the plus 2 is because if you look at any UPSC report, every year UPSC publishes an annual report. And in these annual reports, it is said that the average age of entry into the civil service is 27. That means unless you turn 27, usually the candidates could not get selected to the civil services. Why it is taking so much time? Because if you start your preparation after the graduation, or if you start the preparation after the BTech, by the time you finish your BTech, it would be 22. You will be 22. And it will take at least 5 years to complete the comprehensive preparation of the civil service. Minimum 5 years it is taking. So only for the first reading only, for all the entire syllabus, first reading will take at least 1 year. A second reading, a comprehensive reading and a practice oriented reading will take another year. And the examination cycle is 1 year. What is the examination cycle? Because the examination, civil service exam has 3 levels: prelims, mains and the personality test. So across this, by the time you finish your 3 levels of examination, it would be at least 1 year. Because in every February, every year in the month of February, notification will be published and you will be given 45 days to apply. That is around by the middle of the March, or it will be April. And preliminary exam will be conducted in the month of May, the last Sunday of May. And main examination will be conducted in the month of September, which is a written test and the scholastic type of examination. What is the scholastic type of examination? That means descriptive type of examination. So that would be in the usually middle of the September, in the 3rd week of the September. And then after 3 months, after 4 months, there will be personality test. That is in the month of January next year. From January to March, they will be conducting interviews. or they are known as the personality test. Then they will take another 1 month or 2 months to publish the result. By the time the results are published, it would be April or May. So the process which was started in February, suppose in 2025, it will be completed only in 2026 May. So it would be more than 1 year by the time the one examination cycle is completed. So therefore, 2 years you need an advanced preparation, 1 year, the year in which you are going to give the first attempt. Suppose if you have missed out the first attempt at any point of time, either in the prelims, mains or the interview, then you have to restart again. Restart from the prelims again. So suppose if you could able to crack the civil service exam in the third attempt, it would be 5 years. By the time you finish your completion and enter into the service, it would be 5 years. So by the time you will be 27. So on an average, the entry age of civil services, according to the UPSC reports, is 27. So why should you waste your time after the preparation, after the completion of your graduation? So suppose if you have started your preparation right from the plus 2 level only, you would be having 5 complete years for the thorough preparation, because there are 18 subjects in the civil service exam. And it will require a lot of thorough preparation, not only the reading process, but also the writing practice. And therefore, when should you start the preparation? You should start the preparation soon after your 10th class or immediately after the intermediate. That is the minimum age requirement, minimum opportunity that which will be given to you, by yourself only, to have a comprehensive preparation for the civil service exam. Because it is a demanding examination. It is not a simple examination. It will require hard work as well as smart work. So what is this hard work and smart work? I will tell you later. Then where should you prepare for the civil service? Usually most of the people will be going to Delhi for the civil service preparation. But today, you don't have to go to Delhi also. So in Hyderabad itself, we have a lot of institutions offering the civil service coaching. And we are here in the Shamshabad campus. You have a double opportunity. What is this opportunity? To both prepare for the academics as well as the civil service exam simultaneously. And we are also having this hostel facility as well. So you don't have to go for any other option. All the requirement, it's a kind of single window system in Shamshabad KPIS, whereby you will be given civil service training, then academics, then the residential process. So because since it is a long-term procedure, at least there will be 5 years you have to take to complete the preparation. And during this process, you need to maintain your motivation for the 5-year period. To maintain this motivation for the 5-year period, apart from the academics, you are also supposed to have non-academic activity as well. So in this, as a part of the curriculum, what we have designed is not only the civil service academic curricular activities, but also extracurricular and co-curricular activities. Curricular activity means the intermediate CEC or HEC or BIPC or the MPC, MEC, these groups are offered. In the graduation, BA, Economics, Political Science, Public Administration, Sociology, these subjects are offered. And along with these subjects, you will also be offered the civil service subjects training. That is the curricular activity. Apart from the curricular activity, you will also have the exposure to the non-curricular activities. Non-curricular activities includes the things that are connected with the curriculum, but not directly connected with the curriculum, but contributes to the improvement of your curriculum. So what does those things imply? Those extra non-curricular activities includes something like a mock parliament, conducting a mock parliament. A mock parliament means we organize a parliamentary session here itself. You will be mocking like the MPs in the parliament. You will be behaving, you will be learning all the things about the parliament as a part of curricular subject. In the Indian polity subject, you will be learning about the parliament. And as a part of this co-curricular activity, you would be practicing how the parliament behaves, how the parliament works. And we also conduct the mock elections. We conduct the mock assembly, mock United Nations General Assembly activity. And we also conduct some sessions with the psychologists. And every week there will be sessions with the interaction with the senior bureaucrats. And apart from the interaction with the senior bureaucrats, those who are senior IAS officers, retired IAS officers, they will be interacting with you about their experiences. Apart from that, you'll also have the opportunity to interact with our rankers. So we have almost 150 rankers with this year only. Every week, one ranker will be visiting the campus and will interact with you to share their experiences of the preparation. So what mistake they have committed will be shared with you so that you can avoid those mistakes. What books they have prepared will be suggested to you so that you can also follow those footsteps. So those co-curricular activities, and apart from that, extracurricular activities. We have a 2 acres of ground where you will be given opportunity for the extracurricular activities, including the sports. Every day in the morning, you will be having jogging and other physical exercises practices, and including as well as yoga practices. We have 4 PT teachers, physical training teachers are there. 2 for the boys and 2 for the girls, exclusively, dedicatedly, and in-house trainers. In-house trainers mean they will be available 24 hours in the campus only. So they would be supporting you with all the necessary sports requirements. And in the evening, after the 4:30 classes, from 9 o'clock to 4:30, you'll be having the classes. And after the 4:30 classes, you'll be having even sports also. In the early morning, every day you are supposed to wake up in the morning at 5 o'clock. Then at 5:30, the physical exercises begin. Then from 9 o'clock, you'll be having the classes. And after the 4:30, your classes will be over, and you'll be given 1.5 hour time for the sports purpose. Apart from the sports, there are also some cultural programs. They are the extracurricular activities. So our curriculum is a combination of academic curricular activities, co-curricular activities, and extracurricular activities, which will be useful for a comprehensive molding of the character of the individual. I don't promise you that I will make you as an IAS or IPS officer, but I will promise you that you will become a good citizen of the nation because of this training. Across 5 years, you will be given these kind of activities comprehensively. And you will be molded into a best individual. And as a best individual, you will emerge as a best citizen of the country. And as a citizen, whether you crack IAS or not, that is not important. What is more important is you will emerge as a best citizen. And because of this training that we are giving, you will be standing in the number 1 position in whatever the field you are. In whatever the career choice that you may opt, alternatively also. You will be in the first position only. So that is where you should prepare. You have the opportunity to prepare for the civil services in the Shamshabad only, in KPIAs. Then who should prepare for it? Civil service can be prepared by any qualified person with minimum required qualification according to the prescribed by the UPSC. Any citizen of India is eligible to prepare for the civil service exam who is in the age between 21 to 32 in general category. General category students, the minimum age requirement is 21 years. Maximum age limit is 32 for the general, 35 for the OBC, 37 for the SC and ST. So maximum age limit 32 for the general, 3 years relaxation for OBC, 5 years relaxation for the SC ST. So those who are eligible to take within this age limit can take the civil service exam. And third, what is the education qualification? Any graduation recognized by the UGC is the educational qualification. Any graduation recognized by the UGC, the University Grants Commission. And graduation means it can be BA, BSc, BCom, or BBA or BTech, MBBS, LLB. Any of these graduations is persons with any of this graduation is eligible to take the civil service exam. And among the 150 rankers from the 21st century, there are at least 50 candidates who have studied BA honors. The candidates who have studied BA could able to qualify for the 2023 civil service exam. So most of the people in the country are considering the BA as less important or no important graduation. But even BA is having its own significance. And the at least 50 candidates who are qualified out of these 150 people are with the BA graduation only. So therefore I will suggest you to complete your graduation with BA. Because if you study BA, the subjects would be political science, public administration, sociology, history, geography. These are the subjects in the BA. And what are the core subjects in the civil service exam? The core subject means the most important subjects in the civil service exam are also among these. The core subjects in the civil service exam are history, geography, economy, and polity. These are the core subjects. And you are supposed to opt one optional also. One optional subject can be public administration or political science or sociology. These are the most popular subjects in the country. So therefore, who should prepare? Anybody who is a citizen of India with a minimum age limit of 21 years and maximum age limit of 32 for the general, 35 for the OBC, 37 for the SC/ST. With minimum graduation, and there is no maximum marks requirement also. Minimum graduation means only 45% marks are adequate. UPSC is not expecting the candidate to be extraordinary intelligent. You need not be an extraordinary intelligent. Average intelligence is required for the civil service exam, not extraordinary intelligence. Because if you are an extraordinary intelligent, you will be expert in only one subject. You will not be expert in all the subjects. Because if there is a scientist, suppose, a scientist will be expert in only one subject, not multiple subjects. But a civil servant is supposed to be a generalist, not a specialist. Who is a generalist? A person having less and less knowledge of more and more. A person having the less and less knowledge of more and more. Meaning, you should be having a minimum knowledge of many subjects. How many subjects? There are as many as 18 subjects. Among these 18 subjects, 4 subjects are the core subjects. What are those core 4 subjects? History, geography, polity, economy. These are the 4 core subjects. So anybody who is a citizen of India with a minimum qualification of graduation can prepare for it. Then why should you prepare? This is the most important question, pertinent question that you have to raise and ask yourself, not me. Why one has to prepare for the civil service exam? So for this purpose, I have identified 4 factors generally why the candidates would have a desire to prepare for the civil service. Most of you are in the intermediate level, most of you are in the graduation level. And everybody will have any one of these 4 dimensions, which we call as 4 P's. There are 4 reasons, and those reasons are based on the term P. So what are those 4 P's? That is, parents is one factor. Because I can see so many parents here. Because of the parental support only, you are here to prepare for the civil service. And the power associated with the civil service, and more important, the prestige involved in that. Parents, power, prestige, and patriotism. So these are the 4 P's why one should have to prepare for civil service. Identify one or more factors that has motivated you to prepare for the civil service. So some people can have only one reason. Some people can have 2 reasons. Some people can have 3 reasons. And some people can have all the 4 reasons. But you should definitely know why you wanted to prepare for the civil service. Because it's a very long process. Minimum it will take 5 years to prepare for the completion of the civil service preparation. And what should be the driving factor for 5 years to motivate you, to continuously motivate you to prepare for the civil service exam? The motivating factor should be any one of these 4 P's or more than one of them. Usually it is the parents who will encourage their children to prepare for the civil service. The first idea about the civil service comes from the parents only. Parents will tell the children why they have to prepare for the civil service so that they can become an IAS or IPS officer, and then thereby they become a collector, then next level officer. So then there will be power associated with this. If you are an IAS officer, the very first posting would be after results. After the declaration of the results, 2 years there will be training. In the 2 years of training, 1 year will be completely theoretical training. In the National Academy of Administration, Mussoorie, 1 year of complete theoretical training will be given. And in the next second year, you will be given practical training. You will be posted in the district under the guidance of a collector. You have to work for 1 year. You will be posted as assistant collector in the first year of your training process. Your career will begin with the assistant collector, then followed by joint collector, followed by sub collector. Then you will be collector. After 3 years of service, minimum 3 years of service, you would be given the full charge of a collector in the district. Imagine you are in the average age of 16 years to 18 years. And by the time you finish your graduation, you will be 21. And examination cycle is 1 year. By the time you finish your examination, you will be 22. And you have written the examination and results are announced, and you cracked the civil service in the first attempt. What would be your age by the time you crack the civil service? You will be 22. Imagine the consequences. Imagine the outcome. By the time if you are 22 and you have cracked the civil services in the first attempt, and what is the range of prestige that you will have in the society? So usually every one of us wanted to be recognized by others. We wanted to be in the limelight forever. Usually we wanted to be recognized by others and to be in the limelight. Means that we seek the recognition from others. So I think most of you watches the reels also. Some of you do the reels. Why do you do the reels? Is because your acting talents wanted to be recognized by others. So therefore you do the reels practices. And in this country, if anybody wanted to be a celebrity, there are 2 ways generally. One is either you have to be a film actor or you have to be a cricket star. So, but if you tell your parents that you wanted to become a film star or cricket star, does your parents accept? They straight away reject. But tell your parents that you wanted to prepare for the civil service, do they accept? 100% they will accept it. Why do they accept? Because you are taking up a very serious career which will give you the power and the prestige at a time. Because the day on which the civil service results are announced, and if you are in the list and crack the civil service in the very first attempt at the age of 22, the entire nation will be looking forward to you. It is the most elite examination in the country. Every media agency will be looking forward to you to take your interviews about your success secrets. Meaning overnight you have become a success star, a celebrity. Overnight. But behind this overnight celebrity status, there is 5 years of preparation. And with the 5 years of hard work, you are becoming an overnight star. Just because you have cracked the civil service in the first attempt at the age of 22 years only. So that kind of prestige you will be getting in the society. And after getting the service, wherever you go, you will be respected. Wherever you go, you will be respected and you will be appreciated. The entire society will shower you with all the prizes. That is the kind of prestige you will get. Not only you, but your parents also will get the same kind of treatment. If you take your parents along with you after cracking the civil services, after becoming an IAS officer, more than you, your parents will be respected. Suppose in your absence, if your parents happen to visit any wedding function or any other ceremony, the treatment they will be receiving by the rest of the people will be much better than the existing practices. Your parents will become instant VIPs on the spot. So who don't want their parents to be treated like that? Every one of us wanted our parents to be treated with such a VIP treatment. That treatment will come from your education practice, how you have studied during the 5 years and cracked the civil service in the 6th year. So that is the social prestige associated with. If you crack the civil service, not only your family status will be improved, but also next few generations status will also improve. And what is the range of power that is associated with it? You become a collector. When you become a collector of a district, the entire district is under your control. Recently elections are held both in AP and Telangana. And these elections are conducted by the election commission at the national level. But at the core level, at the district level, who is the returning officer? District collector is the returning officer. Returning officer, as a returning officer, district collector will control and regulate the entire election process in the district. Whether election to be conducted or not in the district will be decided by the collector only. And for that matter, state election chief is also an IAS officer. At the national level, there is an election commission comprising of the 3 members, a chief election commissioner and 2 other commissioners. And all these 3 commissioners are also senior most IAS officers in the country. That is the range of power that you will have. And as a district collector, to begin with your career, you will be in a position to spend at least 1,000 crores through your hands. Every year, government, central government as well as state government is implementing various programs at the district level. And minimum 1,000 crores you will be spending. That means you are the most influential person in the state, in the district. And as a district collector, you will be the chairperson of at least 42 organizations in the district level. There are various administrative bodies at the district level, and for minimum 42 organizations, you will be the chairperson. Like ITDC, suppose something like ITDC, Integrated Tribal Development Corporation, you will be the chairperson of the ITDC. Or IRDA, you are the chairperson of that. Any committee or there will be market committees. For the market committees also, you will be the regulator. The entire law and order will be under your charge. If the police have to take any decision, your permission is necessary as an IAS officer. Suppose if the police have to open fire at a mob, you have to give the permission to the mob, to the police to open the fire. To impose the section 144, only the collector has to give the permission. So even if sometimes some political people will be committing the crimes, when a politician commits the crimes and is imposed with a punishment, these politicians will require a special treatment in the prison. Granting special treatment to the VIP politicians is also granted by the collector only. Suppose recently Chandrababu Naidu last year was being imprisoned, and he was given a special treatment in a Rajahmundry prison. And this special treatment as a VIP prisoner is also granted by the district collector, not the Supreme Court or High Court. Only the district collector has to grant this permission for a special treatment of a VIP prisoner. So everything in the district, nothing can be moved in the district without the permission of the collector, without the knowledge of the collector. That is the range of the power of the collector, if you are an IAS officer. And from collector, you will become a secretary to a department in the state. Then you will be going to the central government for 5 years minimum. In the central government also, you will be working as a secretary in the central secretariat or in the Prime Minister's office. And finally, by the time you retire from the service, you would be either an election commissioner or comptroller and auditor general, or you'll be retiring as a cabinet secretary. Who is a cabinet secretary? Cabinet secretary is the senior most IAS officer in the country. Next only to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister will not take any decisions without being guided by the cabinet secretary. So generally we think that various policies are made by the Prime Minister or the Chief Ministers. But without the advice of this cabinet secretary or chief secretary at the state level, even this Prime Minister and Chief Minister cannot do any work. Because all the necessary knowledge required for the policy making or the law making will be given only by the IAS officer only. So that is the range of power that the IAS will have. Then the fourth P is the patriotism. Patriotism means Deshbhakti. So usually we think that only the soldiers will have the patriotism. But even civil servants also patriotic. We are peacefully living in this society because civil servants are patriotically doing their job. Without the IAS officers, elections would not have been properly conducted. There will not be a possibility of peaceful transformation of the government. So therefore, even to ensure this complete performance of the jobs of the civil servants, it only depends upon how patriotically you are dedicated yourself to the service of the nation. The only difference between the soldiers and the civil servant is, a soldier is a civil servant in the uniform working in the borders. A civil servant is a soldier working without uniform within the country, not in the border. That is the only difference. Soldiers has a uniform, civil servants no uniform. Soldiers working in the borders, civil servants working within the country. Both are working for whom? As a soldier or civil servant, they are working for the nation. They are protecting the nation. Soldiers are protecting the nation at the borders. Civil servants are protecting the country within the territory. So therefore, even to show your patriotism, fulfill your patriotic needs, you are supposed to prepare for the civil service. Today only you have to decide. You should know and realize for what reason you wanted to prepare for the civil service. Whether you wanted to prepare for the civil service for the sake of your parents, or for the power associated with, or for the prestige, social prestige, or for the patriotism. You are supposed to decide yourself. And then how to prepare for it. So this how to prepare is a longest question, a biggest question to be answered. So to know about how to prepare for the civil service, we need to know the examination scheme of examination. So the scheme of examination is like this. So the examination level and papers, maximum marks in each paper. Duration of exam, nature of the exam, so as I told you, there are 3 levels of exam. That is to start with the preliminary exam. So in the preliminary exam, there are 2 papers. One is GS and the other is CSAT. GS means general studies. So as I told you that civil service is a generalist administration, not a specialist administration. So as a generalist administration, you are supposed to study the general studies, not the special studies. Then CSAT. CSAT means civil service aptitude test. What is aptitude? That is the skill. A test to test your, it is an examination to test your skill to be a civil servant. Civil service aptitude test means an examination to test your skills of a civil service. And for which you will be having the 200 marks as the maximum marks. So 2 hours examination. Nature of examination is determines it is the determinant of mains, and it is a qualifying exam. So CSAT is just a qualifying exam. And general studies is a determinant of the mains. Determinant of the mains means depending upon how many marks you got in the general studies, you will be qualified for the next level of examination. CSAT is only a qualifier. Qualifier means if you get only 33% marks, that would be adequate. Unless you get 33% marks in the CSAT, your GS paper will not be evaluated. Only after qualifying in the CSAT, your GS paper will be evaluated. Then based on the marks, minimum cutoff marks, you will be taken to the next level of the examination, and that is the mains. So this mains exam again has 2 levels. Mains written exam, written test. So in the mains written test, there are various papers. English, Indian language, general essay, GS1, GS2, GS3, GS4, optional 1 and optional 2. The optional paper 1 and optional paper 2. 1 optional, 2 papers. So this is for 300 marks. English and Indian language. General English is of 10th standard. Then Indian language means any language that you have studied in your 10th class as a second language. You can opt any of the languages out of the 22 list. And usually candidates will prefer to choose the second language that they have studied in the 10th class, which can be Hindi or Telugu or Malayalam or Tamil, any other language that is being recognized by the Constitution of India. So then general essay for 250 marks. And remaining all the papers are for 250 marks. And the entire duration for all these 9 papers is 3 hours. So 27 hours of examination you are supposed to write. It is a scholastic type of examination, that is descriptive examination. So these 2 papers are qualifying. First and second paper are the qualifying papers. So that means getting only pass marks would be adequate. Then remaining all these 7 papers would be the rank determinants. Your rank will be based on these 7 papers, the remaining 7 papers. So after the written examination is over, you will be qualified for the personality test. So there are no papers, and this personality test is it is an oral interview of general character for 275 marks. and usually 30 to 45 minutes interview will be conducted. There is no specified time limit. Usually it would be 30 minutes to 45 minutes. The interview will be held. And nature of examination is, it is rank determinant. So that is the structure of the overall structure of the exam. So in this examination, 1750 marks. 1750 marks are exclusively for the written test. 275 marks are exclusively for the oral examination, that is personality test. So the total marks for the civil service exam is 2025. So out of the 2025 marks, how many marks that you are supposed to get? So you don't have to get more than 55% marks. Usually if you look at the marks of the toppers, every year, the topper, even including the first ranker, will be having only 55% marks maximum. So usually in our 10th class level or intermediate level, any marks between 50% to 60% would be considered as the only average marks. If you go beyond 60% marks, more than average. And you are not expected to be extraordinarily intelligent, as I told you in the beginning itself. So here, if you look at the ranking of the candidates, minimum 38% to maximum 55% marks would be scored by the candidates. Minimum score is 38%. Maximum score not more than 55%. So the highest mark this year is only 1110 marks for the first ranker. So therefore, because what are the subjects in this? So as I told you, in the prelims you have GS. GS means general studies. Then again in the main examination written test, general essay, again you are using the term general. General essay, general studies 1, then general studies 2, 3, 4. And one optional subject divided into 2 papers. So then I'll tell you what are these general studies and optional. So in the general studies papers, there are core subjects, I told you. So what are the core subjects of the GS? History, then geography, polity, economy. So which are common for the PCM, core PCM. Core PCM subjects are history, geography, polity and economy. What is PCM? Which are common for the prelims and the mains. Prelims cum main subjects are the PCM subjects. Then there are non-core PCM. So what is this non-core PCM? Again, these non-core PCM subjects are common for prelims and mains, but not as important as these 4. So this non-core PCM includes science and technology, environment, then IR, international relations. This is the non-core PCM, and current affairs, some current affairs. So IR only. This is the non-core PCM. Then you have exclusive prelims areas. So exclusive prelims current affairs. Then exclusive mains. Ethics, disaster management, internal security, social issues, so these are the exclusive main areas. Exclusive prelims, current affairs. Non-core prelims come mains, these subjects. Core PCM includes the major part of the syllabus, both in the prelims and the mains. So the overall subjects can be classified into these dimensions. And also you have other areas like world history, post-independent India, so these are the areas of, in simple, the various subjects. Suppose in the GS1, in the mains we have General Studies paper 1. So in the GS1, you would be having the history, geography, and world history and post-independent India. Then in the GS2 you have polity. And in the GS3 you have economy, which is common for both prelims and mains. Economy, science and technology, environment. And in the GS4, complete paper is only ethics. So this is the broad classification of the subjects according to the given syllabus. Then after understanding the fundamental syllabus, this you have to keep with you for all the 5 years, for the next 5 years completely. Because the examination structure is not going to be changed. The same examination structure will be there. So therefore, if you keep this in mind as a fundamental formula, then it would be easy for you to make the preparation. So then let me explain you what are the subjects in a paper-wise manner. So General Studies 1. So what are there in the GS1? GS1 has subjects including national movement, modern India, post-independent India, world history, then geography, Indian society, that is social issues, and culture, art and culture. So these are the subjects in the paper 1, General Studies paper 1. So these aspects are completely related to the history. So history, which is a core subject both for the prelims and mains. Then geography, around 50 marks will be there for this geography, which is again another core subject. Then Indian society. So Indian society, the non-core exclusive main subject. So this non-core exclusive main subject will also be covering around 50 marks. That is in the GS paper, paper 1. And in the GS2, General Studies paper 2, what would be the components? Polity, governance, and international relations. So this governance is again an exclusive area for the mains only. So governance is an exclusive mains subject and general studies second part. So three elements are a part of the GS2. General studies paper 2 will have around 100 marks for the polity. Polity means all the aspects related to the Constitution of India. All the constitutional dimensions, because a civil servant is to operate according to the law and the Constitution. So therefore you are supposed to study the entire Constitution and its operation, for which 100 marks are allotted. And for governance, another 100 marks are allotted. For IR means international relations, 50 marks given. So that is the GS2. And then what about the GS3? So GS3 would cover the subjects like economy, science and technology, environment, disaster management, internal security. So economy is core GS in the PCM. Science and technology, non-core PCM. Environment, non-core PCM. Disaster management, exclusive mains, not there in the prelims. Internal security, exclusive mains. Then you have GS4. So what does GS4 include? Is completely 250 marks for the ethics only. So completely one single paper is allotted to the ethics, integrity and aptitude. Because the civil servant is expected to implement the government policies, government budget for the benefit of the people. So a civil servant has to be more honest in doing the job. So to ensure this honesty in the job, a civil servant is expected to follow the ethical principle. Because you are not spending your own money, you are spending the public money. As I told you, if you are a collector, you have to spend at least 1,000 crores in a year for the benefit of the district people. And this 1,000 crores is not your money. You are spending public money on behalf of the people. You are supposed to perform the role of a fiduciary. What is this fiduciary role? A fiduciary is a bridge between people and the government. He is like a trustee. A fiduciary is like a trustee. You are spending the public money on behalf of the people for the benefit of the people. So therefore you should not spend the money for your benefit, for your selfish purpose. So therefore, completely 250 marks are given to ethics only to ensure this dimension. So suppose if you look at the classification of the marks in this, around 150 marks for the history, 50 marks for the geography, society 50 marks, polity 100 marks, governance another 100 marks, IR 50 marks, economy 50 marks, science and technology, economy is allotted 100 marks, science and technology 50, environment 50, disaster management and internal security 50 marks, and ethics completely 250 marks. Full length paper is completely dedicated only to the ethics. The highest weightage in the entire examination cycle is only to the ethics. Even in the preliminary level, general studies, full length paper with 100 questions, 200 marks. CSAT, full length paper, 80 questions, each question carries 2.5 marks, 200 marks. And if you divide the subjects into various papers into various subjects, each subject is being allotted with different ranges of the marks. So among them, the highest priority is given to the ethics only. Full dedicated paper for the ethics, integrity and aptitude, 250 marks. But the knowledge of ethics, subject knowledge of the ethics, examination tips of the ethics, you can develop only after studying all the remaining papers. Only after understanding General Studies 1, 2, 3, you can understand and can better have ethical knowledge only after understanding all the 3 papers. So, how many subjects that you have? Within history only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Then 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Then CSAT 17, optional 18. As I told you in the beginning, there are 18 subjects that you are supposed to prepare for. So 1 year is not adequate. 2 years is also not adequate. You need minimum 5 years to prepare for all these 15 subjects. So how you should prepare for all these subjects? So what you do as a part of the preparation process? So is anybody there who have completed their intermediate? Anybody who have completed their intermediate? Okay. So keeping the requirements of all of you, I will suggest you, like, suppose if you are in the intermediate first, inter first year, then inter second year, I2, I1 and I2. In the first year, you would be taught NCERT, eleventh and 12th subjects. So 11th and 12th, history, geography, then polity and CSAT. And in the I2, again NCERT, eleventh and 12th. Combinedly together. Economy, science and technology, environment and ecology, and some dimensions of the CSAT. So that means by the time you finish your intermediate, I1 and I2, you would be prelims ready. So in the intermediate level, your preparation standard must be within the NCERT level only. NCERT 11th and 12th. The preliminary subjects are completely taught. The preliminary subjects are history, geography, polity, economy, science and technology, environment in the GS, and CSAT. So CSAT has 2 levels. One is language skills, and there are skills of the arithmetic skills. Language skills are taught in the first year. Arithmetic skills are taught in the second year. So by the time you finish your intermediate, you will be ready to take the civil service preliminary exam. Of course, you are not eligible to take the examination, but you are prelims ready. All the preliminary level knowledge you will be acquiring by the time you finish your graduation. Then you will be coming to the degree. In the graduation level, first year, then second year, and third year. On an average, you would be taught advanced level preparation. where you would be focusing on, again, advanced study of history, geography, and polity. So these three. Then science and technology plus CSAT practice will be continued, and environment. So 5 subjects will be mostly completed in the first year itself. You have to, when you are in the graduation level. In the graduation, first year itself, maximum core subject should be completed. Maximum core subject, including the history, geography, and CSAT, environment, science and technology. Why I am placing these 3 subjects together is because geography is related to environment. Then science and technology, in the science and technology you have physics, chemistry, biology, and this biology has connection with the environment. So geography, science and technology, environment are interconnected subjects. All the 3 are interconnected subjects. You will be reading about the universe in geography. The same thing, universe should also be studied even in the, as a part of physics in the science and technology. Universe should be studied even in the environment also. So integrated preparation is required. So hence, at a time we would be finishing maximum subject related to the geography, SNT, environment. Then in the D2, degree second year, here other subjects like polity, then governance, ethics, internal security will be done. And social issues. Here even culture part is also undertaken here. And by the time, because this polity, governance, ethics, these 3 are interconnected, and including the social and internal security also. Because your knowledge of polity and governance, what is governance? Governance is a process of administration. In the polity you will be learning about the constitution. Application of the constitution in the real time administration is called as the governance. These 2 are the foundation for your understanding about the ethics. You can present the answers better in the ethics based on polity and governance. Then this polity knowledge is also required for the internal security. You cannot understand the constitution and governance and ethics without the knowledge of social issues, because it is the society that determines the behavior of the people. So the social relationships would be studied as a part of this, and remaining all the things. So this economy, international relations, then the disaster management, and optional subject. So they are all undertaken in the final year. So by the time you finish your graduation, in the graduation, the approach towards the study would be both fundamental knowledge as well as advanced study. Fundamental knowledge based on the NCERT. NCERT is a must for everyone. It should be NCERT books. Will suggest you that the NCERT, which subjects you have to study. NCERT for all the candidates, polity, history, geography, economy, and sociology. 11th and 12th NCERTs, these subjects you must study. And in fact, we have to literally by heart the subjects, the books in this, the content in these books, literally by heart. So generally most of the people says that you should not by heart. You should understand, analyze the things. But without by hearting the things, what will you analyze? So what would be the things that you will understand? So you are supposed to learn the things. Suppose today, whatever the things I have written on the board, all those things you have to by heart. What is the spelling of by heart? B-Y-H-E-A or is it D or T? Most often we use the word by heart, but rarely we know the spelling of it. B-Y-H-E-A-R T. It is not D. It is not by heart. It is by heart. So when we are saying by heart, what does it imply? You are learning the subject by heart. Learning the subject by heart. That means you are internalizing the subject. When you are by hearting, you are internalizing the subject. That will ensure your memory. Without remembering the things, you cannot analyze anything, you cannot understand anything. So therefore, by heart is the fundamental core formula in the education system. What you did in the 10th class level, what you did in the intermediate level. You are by hearting the things. So therefore, you scored 100 out of 100 or 90 out of 100 will be possible only when you are by hearting the things. Basic thing, fundamental formula in the education system is to by heart. Don't force yourself to learn the things. If you force yourself to learn the things, that is learning by rote, not by hearting. That is learning by rote. Forcing yourself to read and remember the things is learning by rote. Learning by rote is wrong. If you do not understand something but still trying to memorize the things, that is learning by rote. But learning by heart is important. Suppose India's population. What is the India's population? India's population is the more than Chinese population. And India has crossed Chinese population in 2023. And we are 150 crore population. So is 150 crore, what does it mean? Is it an analytical aspect or a fact? It's a fact that India's population is 150 crore. So are you not supposed to remember this point, or do you understand anything, or do you analyze anything from this 150? First of all, you are supposed to remember that India's population is 150 crore. Then you can analyze the things from this fundamental fact. What are the things that you are going to analyze based on this fundamental fact? The fundamental fact is 150 is the 150 crore is the population. Then what is the thing that you can understand? Because India's population is 150 crore, India is going to become a developed country by the year 2047. One of the contributors to the development for India will be the population. In the school level, we are taught that population is bad. But now we have to understand that population is good. Because in India, we have almost more than 60% of the young population. The people who are in the age between 18 to 60 years age are considered to be the 59 years age, considered to be the young population. And more than 60% of the population is young population in the country, and 350 million people are in this category. And these are working population. Young population means working population. And as working population, our goal, national goal of Vikasit Bharat will be achieved by the 2047. What is that Vikasit Bharat? India is going to become a developed country by the year 2047, which is Amrut Kal. What is that Amrut Kal? When India turns 100 after the independence. In 1947 we got the independence. And in 2047 we will be turning 100 years. And by the time we reach 100 years, there will be 25 years from now on. And this period of 25 years is described as the Amrut Kal. And during this Amrut Kal period, we will become aim to and aspiring to achieve the developed status by 2047, which is described as the Vikasit Bharat. And to emerge as a Vikasit Bharat, who are contributors, major contributors? The population, the young population, which is described as a demographic dividend. So what I am telling you, all these points are based on the one single most important fact What is that? India's population is 150 crore. If I don't know and if I don't remember that fact, I cannot make this analysis. So suppose for the rest of the world, there is one problem. What is that problem? And India has a different problem. And we are recognizing this problem as an opportunity with reference to the population. By the year 2070, by the year 2050, India's population is going to become 170 crores. By the time it is by the year 2050, India's population is going to become 170 crores as estimated by the UNO and World Bank and other organizations. So it is the largest population that can be there ever in the entire world. India is having this problem of increasing population, growing population, but what we are doing is we are converting this problem into an opportunity. How we are converting this problem into an opportunity? By treating the population as a human resource, not just as a population, the human resource which can contribute to the national development. Whereas for the rest of the world, the problem is different. The population of the rest of the world is declining. The birth rate is declining. Fertility rate of the people, of the women are declining. Suppose minimum fertility rate for any person in the country, in the world should be 2.1%. What is that 2.1, which is also a fertility rate, which is also known as the replacement level. So because I should remember this particular point called replacement level should be 2.1. This is a fact. Without understanding, without remembering this fact, I cannot make any analysis. So replacement level is 2.1. That means minimum a couple should be giving birth to 2.1 children. How 2.1 will be calculated? Out of every 10 couples, it will be calculated. That means for every 10 couples, there should be 21 children. That is the replacement level. A couple should produce the same number as their, that means 2 people, 2 children, and one should be additional. That means if you take the example of 10 couples, 9 couples should be giving birth to 2 children each, and 1 couple should be giving birth to 3 children. Then that will be the replacement level. Population stability will be maintained. It should not be more than 2.1 and it should not be less than 2.1. If it is more than 2.1, excessive population problem. If it is less than 2.1, is also very big problem. Suppose in Japan, in 2023, 7 lakh people died. 7 lakh people died in the entire country in Japan in 2023. And how many people should have replaced them? More than 14 lakhs people should have replaced them. But what actually happened? For the 7 lakh people who died, only 5 lakhs children were born. That is a deficit of 2 lakhs. If this story continues, what will happen? In the next 50 years, there will be no country called Japan. In the next 50 years, there will be no country called Japan because of the declining population. Japan will disappear from this world if the same trend continues. Suppose in South Korea is also the same problem existing. In South Korea, the replacement level, fertility rate is only 0.8%. What is that 0.8%? For ideal number is, for every 10 couples, 21 children should be there. Whereas in South Korea, for every 10 couples, only 8 children are being born. Only 8 children are born for every 10 couples, which is very much less than the replacement level. This is also a big problem. What is the problem behind declining population? You will not have the military to work as a soldiers. You will not have the working population. You will not have civil service system. And gradually the nation will disappear. So this is one dimension. So, and suppose in China also, this problem is major problem again. Of course, China has 150 crore population. But the Chinese population is also very fastly declining. Because in 1970 only, Chinese government has adopted one-child policy. What is that one-child policy? Every couple should have only one child. So problems are the same. What are the problems? The Chinese government after 50 years will not have the soldiers to work because soldiers require to be young population. We cannot appoint senior citizens as the soldiers. then there cannot be working population to work in the factories. There cannot be civil service to work in the government. And more importantly, already in the last 50 years, because of the one-child policy, children have no social relationships, which is a very big psychological problem also. Suppose our parents and their parents have at least 2 children. Because our parents and their parents have at least 2 children, every one of us have uncles and aunties. And because we have the uncles and aunties, we have the cousins. But in China, they don't know these relationships. They don't know who is their uncle. They don't know what is the meaning of auntie. They don't know what is the meaning of cousin. Because there are no aunties and uncles. Why there are no aunties and uncles? Because your parents have no siblings. Their parents have no siblings. They are giving birth only to one boy or one girl. That's all. So when a parent has only one boy or girl, the next generation will not know the siblings of the parents. When you don't know the siblings of the parents, you don't know the concept of auntie and uncle at all. Suppose in Telugu states, we call this aunties and uncles Atta, Mama, Pinni, Peddamma, Peddanana. These are the relationships that we have. But in China, these relationships have disappeared already, 20 years ago. These relationships like auntie and uncle has disappeared because of the one-child policy. So these are the complications. Just learning about the fact is necessary. Fundamentally, you need to know the fact. That is, in 1970, China has adopted one-child policy. That is the fact. Then complications, consequences, implications, reasons. All these things are the analysis based on that fact. Civil service preparation will enable you to develop these capabilities. Capacity to analyze the facts. First of all, you are supposed to remember by heart what? The facts. From where? NCERT books. All the facts from the NCERT books should be learned and by-hearted. And you should remember forever it. Then in the advanced study, in the degree graduation level, analysis will be understanding, reasoning, complications, implications, consequences, all these things will be analyzed. The difference between the prelims exam and the mains exam is that in the prelims exam, fundamental understanding concepts and facts will be asked. In the mains exam, reasoning, consequences, complications, implications are asked. So this is the fundamental approach towards civil service preparation. We have answered all the questions. What is civil service? The civil service is a system to serve the people. Administrative body to serve the people. You are going to enter into that system. Second, where to prepare for civil service? You don't have to go to Delhi. We are bringing Delhi to Hyderabad. So you can prepare Hyderabad only. Third, when to start your preparation? Mostly it is preferred to be starting your preparation right from the intermediate level, +2 level. If not, at least from the graduation level. So that you will not waste 5 years of time after the graduation during the course of preparation. So you will be having the opportunity to crack the civil service in the first attempt at the age of 22. If you crack the civil service at the age of 22 in the first attempt, you will have 38 years of service in the entire career. 38 years of service means you will be reaching the level of cabinet secretary. Who is the cabinet secretary? The senior most civil servant in the country. So that is another thing. That is when you should start, will have its implications to the 38 years of service. Suppose if you are in the IPS, if not IAS, you will be in the IPS. You will be reaching National Security Advisor level. You know who is the National Security Advisor? Ajit Doval. He is always on the left side of the Prime Minister himself. Ajit Doval was an IPS officer who cracked the civil service in the first attempt at the age of 22 only. Now he is the National Security Advisor. All the major security operations are being undertaken under the guidance of this Ajit Doval, under the directions of Ajit Doval. So these IPS officers would also be appointed not only as the IPS, in the police department, but also across various administrative departments also police officers will be appointed. Suppose RTC, Telangana RTC. Who is the MD of the Telangana RTC? Sajjanar. Who is Sajjanar? Most popular person. An IPS officer who was involved even in the what? Disha encounter case. Disha murderers encounter case also. So this kind of administrative services will also be attracting the IPS officers. And if you are in IPS, you will also be posted in the RA as a RA agent, the research and analysis wing. And Sajjanar was in the RA. He was in the beginning. He was a RA agent, working in Pakistan for 7 years. He was working as the RA agent for 7 years, and he is described as he is known as the Indian James Bond for his intelligence operations. And then another question is, who should prepare? Anybody can prepare with a minimum requirement of qualification. The age qualification 21 to 32, plus 3 for the OBC, plus 5 for the SC/ST. Education qualification, any graduation, BA, BCom, BSc, or BTech, MBBS, LLB, any graduation with minimum marks, 45% marks. So anybody can prepare. Who should prepare? Then how should prepare? I give you an abstract form of presentation of the examination structure in a tabulated form across prelims, mains, and personality test. Remember that personality test is not a challenging examination. It is just a conversation between the board and the candidate. A normal conversation only for 30 to 45 minutes. People think that the personality test interview, UPSC interview is a very challenging thing. But it is not a challenging thing. A simple process. So, and I have told you various subjects and key subjects, including the core PCM, non-core PCM, exclusive prelims and exclusive main subjects. So this is how the overall preparation for the civil service examination should be. And whatever you prepare, your preparation should start and end with NCERT books only. Your preparation should be started with the NCERT, should be ended with the NCERT only. In between you can read anything. There are so many reference books which will be suggested by the subject experts to study all these 18 types of subjects. And whatever you study, but your preparation should be started with the NCERT and ended with the NCERT only. That is the core of the preparation. NCERTs are the core of the preparation. It is like a Quran, or it is like a Bible or Bhagavad Gita for the respective religious communities. But always you should be carrying, always you should be reading the NCERT books. 5 subjects in the NCERT are very key important things. Political science, history, geography, economics, and sociology. Are these 5 subjects you are supposed to do. Start your preparation with the NCERT. Continue your preparation with the NCERT. And once you, before cracking the civil services, you are supposed to end the preparation with the NCERT only. So that is the preparation approach for the civil service exam. So if anyone have any questions before I conclude this session. If anyone have any questions, let me know. So as I suggested you that our approach to the civil service will be like this. In the I1, intermediate first year, NCERT, 11th and 12th, history, geography, polity, CSAT. And I2, NCERT, 11th and 12th, economy, science and technology, environment, CSAT. So by the time you finish your intermediate, you will be ready to clear the prelims exam. Your prelims ready. With this knowledge, you will also be in a position to appear for the CUET exam, Central University Entrance Test exam. I am not insisting you to continue the graduation in 21st century only. After the completion of your intermediate, if you wanted to try for a Central University graduation or post-graduation, you can write the examination with this knowledge, because even in the CUET examination, national levels Central University Entrance Test, same subjects will be there, apart from your core subject. Then in the degree level, first year, second year, third year, these are the subjects that would be taught. By the time you finish your graduation, you are both prelims ready and mains ready. And soon after completion of your graduation, you will appear for the exam, and 1 year cycle, and by the time you finish your 1 year examination cycle, you would be 22 and you will crack the civil services. And why I am insisting on cracking the civil service at the age of 22 in the very first attempt is because you will be having 38 years of service, and the ladder of promotions will make you to reach up to the level of cabinet secretary or principal secretary in the PMO, Prime Minister office. The chief of the Prime Minister office is the principal secretary, and head of the civil service in the country is the cabinet secretary. Then the chief of election system is the election commissioners. Then chief of accounting and auditing system is the comptroller and auditor general. All these people are the IAS officers. If you make it at the age of 22, you can reach that level. So keeping these things in view, your preparation would be made, you should be made, and you have to do along. So I will be concluding here, and after the lunch there will be another session on the current affairs. Civil service? అర్థం కదా. అటెంప్ట్స్ అంటారా? అటెంప్ట్స్ అదే ఇప్పుడు సపోజ్ జనరల్ అనుకోండి, 6 అటెంప్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి, +3 ఫర్ ద ఓబీసీ, అండ్ దెర్ ఇస్ నో లిమిట్ ఫర్ ద ఎస్సీ ఎస్టీలకి ఎలాంటి లిమిట్ లేదు. అంటే ఏజ్ పరంగా చూసుకున్నప్పుడు ఒక 15 అటెంప్ట్ వరకు వస్తాయి. జనరల్ కేటగిరీలో అయితే 6 అటెంప్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి, 6 టైమ్స్ రాయొచ్చు. ఓబీసీలో అయితే 9 టైమ్స్ రాయొచ్చు. 9 ఉంటాయి. అంటే డిగ్రీ తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి అదే డిగ్రీలో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఇట్లా చదువుకోవాలి. అంటే ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ ద గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్, హిస్టరీ ఎన్సీఆర్టీ హిస్టరీ చదవాలి, ప్లస్ టైమింగ్స్, డైలీ టైమింగ్స్. సో డైలీ టైమింగ్స్ అయితే లైక్ ఇప్పుడు ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ ద అకాడమిక్స్ అంటే డిగ్రీలో ఉన్నారనుకోండి, ప్రతిరోజు మీకు 9 నుంచి 4:30 వరకు క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. మార్నింగ్ 5కి నిద్ర లేవాల్సి ఉంటుంది. 5కి నిద్ర లేచి 5:30 వరకు ఫ్రెష్ అయ్యి 5:30 నుంచి 6:30 వరకు కంపల్సరీగా ఫిజికల్ ఎక్సర్సైజెస్ చేయాలి. అంటే మీరు ఇక్కడికి వచ్చినా రాకపోయినా ఎక్కడున్నా ప్రిపరేషన్ ఎలా ఉన్నా కానీ కంపల్సరీగా ఈ షెడ్యూల్ పెట్టుకోవాలి ఫర్ ద నెక్స్ట్ 3 years ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ ఇన్ ద గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్. రీజన్ ఏంటి అంటే సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ఎగ్జామ్ అనేది ఓన్లీ మన మెంటల్ స్ట్రెస్ మాత్రమే కాకుండా ఫిజికల్గా కూడా చాలా స్ట్రెస్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తుంది. అది ఇట్ ఈస్ అ డిమాండింగ్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్. ఇట్ డిమాండ్స్ యువర్ సైకలాజికల్ అటెన్షన్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఫిజికల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్. బోత్ సైకలాజికల్ స్టెబిలిటీ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఫిజికల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ రెండూ కావాలి. సో కాబట్టి ఫిజికల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఎందుకు కావాలి? మనం చదువుకోవడానికి ఫిజికల్గా ఎందుకు స్ట్రాంగ్ ఉండాలి? చదువుకోవడానికి మైండ్ కదా కావాల్సింది అని అనుకోవచ్చు. బట్ a sound mind in a sound body is the precondition. సౌండ్ మైండ్ ఇన్ ఏ సౌండ్ బాడీ అంటే ఏంటి? మన బాడీ స్ట్రెంగ్త్గా ఉండాలి, స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉండాలి. అందులో ఉండే మన మైండ్ స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉండాలి. మన మైండ్ స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉంటే బాడీ స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉంటే మైండ్ కూడా స్ట్రాంగ్గా ఉంటుంది. అంటే ఇమాజిన్ ఏ సిచ్యువేషన్ వేర్ సపోజ్ ఏదైనా ఒక రోజు నువ్వు భోజనం చేయలేదు, మధ్యాహ్నం భోజనం చేయలేదు. భోజనం చేయకుండా ఉంటే సాయంత్రానికి నీరసపడతావు. అంటే ఫిజికల్గా నీరసపడతావా, సైకలాజికల్గా నీరసపడతావా? ఫస్ట్ ఫిజికల్గా నీరసపడతావు, తర్వాత సైకలాజికల్గా నీరసపడతావు. అలాంటప్పుడు నువ్వు చదువుకోవాలని చెప్తే చదువుకోగలుగుతావా సాయంత్రం? ఇంపాసిబుల్. కాబట్టి నీ ఫిజికల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ప్రతిరోజు కంపల్సరీగా 1 hour యోగా చేయండి, ఆర్ జాగింగ్ చేయండి, ఆర్ రన్నింగ్ చేయండి, ఆర్ లేకపోతే మిగతా ఏదైనా జిమ్కి వెళ్ళండి. ఏదో ఒకటి కంపల్సరీగా అయితే 1 hour ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ ఉండాలి. ఈ ఫిజికల్ యాక్టివిటీ ఉండడం వల్ల వాళ్ళ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ అనేది మెయింటైన్ కాగలదు. మంచి ఫుడ్ కూడా తినాలి, న్యూట్రిషియస్ ఫుడ్ తినాలి. సో ఆ ఫుడ్ తినడం ఇవన్నీ కూడా గుడ్ ఫిజికల్ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ ఉండేవి. సో ఆ తర్వాత అట్లా ఒక 1 అవర్ అది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత దెన్ 1 అవర్ ఫ్రెష్ అయిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ 9 o'clock అలా క్లాసులకి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత మధ్యాహ్నానికి మళ్ళీ లంచ్ బ్రేక్ అయ్యాక 4:30 వరకు క్లాసులు ఉంటాయి. అంటే మార్నింగ్ సెషన్లోనేమో మోస్ట్లీ సివిల్ సర్వీస్ క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ 3 hours సెషన్లోనేమో అకాడమిక్ క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. అంటే యూ షుడ్ నాట్ ఇగ్నోర్ ద గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ ఆర్ ఇంటర్మీడియట్, బట్ 70% ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ షుడ్ బీ స్పేర్డ్ ఫర్ ద సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ప్రిపరేషన్, 30% ఆఫ్ ద టైమ్ షుడ్ బీ గివెన్ టు అకాడమిక్ ప్రిపరేషన్. అంటే ఇంటర్ చదువుతున్నాం అనుకో, ఇంటర్లో సపోజ్ రోజు ఒక 7 hours క్లాసెస్ ఉన్నాయనుకో, 4 hours క్లాసెస్ సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ప్రిపరేషన్, 3 hours క్లాసెస్ ఈ ఐపీఈ ఎగ్జామ్కి సంబంధించి. అది 4:30 తర్వాత మళ్ళీ ఒక అరగంట బ్రేక్ ఇచ్చి ఆ బ్రేక్లో స్నాక్స్ టీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత 5 నుంచి 6:30 వరకు మళ్ళీ స్పోర్ట్స్ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ 6:30 నుంచి 8 వరకు స్టడీ అవర్స్ ఉంటాయి. అండ్ తర్వాత ఈ స్టడీ అవర్స్ 8 నుంచి 9 వరకు డిన్నర్ టైం ఉంటుంది. 9 నుంచి 11 వరకు మళ్ళీ స్టడీ అవర్స్ ఉంటాయి. 11 to మళ్ళీ 5 బెడ్ టైం. ఇది మీరు కనుక కాలేజీలో ఉంటే జరిగేటటువంటి యాక్టివిటీ. అంటే మీరు ఈ క్లాస్కి వచ్చే టైం కూడా ప్రిపరేషన్ టైంలోనే లెక్క పెట్టుకోండి. 9 to 4:30 ఏదైతే క్లాస్కి వస్తున్నారో అది కూడా ప్రిపరేషన్ టైమే, బికాజ్ యూ ఆర్ రిసీవింగ్ ద నాలెడ్జ్. అండ్ దాన్ని మళ్ళీ సాయంత్రం రివిజన్ చేయడం ద్వారా దాన్ని స్టెబిలైజ్ చేస్తున్నాం, స్ట్రెంగ్తన్ చేస్తున్నాం, ఆర్గనైజ్ చేస్తున్నాం. అది కూడా ఇంపార్టెంట్. సో ఇట్లా డైలీ లెవెల్. సో మండే టు ఫ్రైడే ఈ యాక్టివిటీ జరుగుతుంది. ఎవ్రీ సాటర్డే వీకెండ్ టెస్ట్ ఉంటుంది. తర్వాత దెర్ విల్ బీ 1 session ఆఫ్ ద co-curricular activities. I told you in the beginning, co-curricular activities ఏంటి? ఒక ఐఏఎస్ ఆఫీసర్తో ఇంటరాక్షన్ కానీ, మన ర్యాంకర్స్తో ఇంటరాక్షన్ కానీ, ఆర్ లేకపోతే ఒక సైకాలజిస్ట్తో ఇంటరాక్షన్ కానీ, ఆర్ ఈ మాక్ ప్యానల్స్ కానీ, మాక్ ఎలక్షన్స్ ఆర్ మాక్ యుఎన్ఓ, ఇలాంటి యాక్టివిటీస్ అన్నీ ఎవ్రీ సాటర్డే ఉంటాయి. అండ్ సండే విల్ బీ ఎ బ్రేక్. దెన్ మండే టు ఫ్రైడే, దెన్ సాటర్డే. ఇది ఈ రకంగా షెడ్యూల్ ఉంటుంది. అకార్డింగ్ టు ద ఎగ్జామినేషన్, గవర్నమెంట్ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ సైకిల్, యువర్ టైం టేబుల్ విల్ బీ ఫిక్స్డ్. సో ఇది మనకి జరిగేటటువంటి యాక్టివిటీ. సపోజ్ మీరు గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ తర్వాత ప్రిపేర్ అవుతుంటే ఎలా? గ్రాడ్యుయేషన్ తర్వాత ప్రిపేర్ అయినా కానీ మోరార్లెస్ ఇదే షెడ్యూల్ మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి. అంటే డిగ్రీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారు, అప్పుడు కూడా మీ లైఫ్ స్టైల్ ఇదే పద్ధతిలో కంటిన్యూ అవ్వాలి. 5 గంటలకి నిద్ర లేవాలి, 5:30 వరకు ఫ్రెష్ అవ్వాలి, 5:30 నుంచి మినిమం 6:30 వరకు ఒక 1 hour పాటు ఫిజికల్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్ జరగాలి. అప్పుడు నీ స్ట్రెంగ్త్ మెయింటైన్ చేయగలుగుతావు, చదవడానికి ఎక్కువ సమయం నువ్వు పే చేయగలుగుతావు. దెన్ 7కి మళ్ళీ రెడీ అవ్వాలి. దెన్ ఫైనల్ ఎగ్జామ్కి సంబంధించినటువంటి క్లాసెస్కి అంటే కోచింగ్ వచ్చినప్పుడు మార్నింగ్ 8 నుంచి 1 వరకు కోచింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఆఫ్టర్నూన్ సెషన్లో స్టడీ అవర్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఆ తర్వాత ఇంటికి వెళ్ళి చదువుకోవాలి. ఇన్ని ప్రాసెస్ అంటే ప్రతిరోజు మార్నింగ్ 5 నుంచి 6:30 వరకు ఒక ఫిజికల్ ఎక్సర్సైజ్కి సంబంధించినవి. దెన్ 7 to 6:30 నుంచి 7:30 వరకు మళ్ళీ రిఫ్రెష్ అయ్యి 8కి క్లాస్కి వస్తాయి. 8 నుంచి 1 వరకు క్లాసులు అవుతాయి. మనకి అశోక్ నగర్లో డిగ్రీ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత వాళ్ళకి ట్రైనింగ్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడ కోచింగ్ ఉంటుంది. 8 నుంచి 10 వరకునేమో ఆప్షనల్ సబ్జెక్ట్ మీద క్లాసెస్ ఉంటాయి. 10 నుంచి 1 వరకునేమో జనరల్ స్టడీస్ క్లాసులు ఉంటాయి. మధ్యాహ్నం స్టడీ అవర్స్ ఉంటాయి. స్టడీ అవర్స్ 8 o'clock వరకు ఉంటాయి. ఆ టైంలో మెంటార్స్ ఉంటారు, మీ మెంటార్స్ తోటి ఇంటరాక్ట్ అవ్వచ్చు, వాళ్ళ ఆధ్వర్యంలో చదువుకోవాలి. అండ్ 8కి ఇంటికి వెళ్ళిన తర్వాత డిన్నర్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత ఒక 2 hours పాటు మళ్ళీ ఆ రోజు చదివిందంతా, ఆ రోజు క్లాసులో అయినదంతా ఒకసారి ఫైనల్గా పడుకునే ముందు చదువుకుని పడుకోవడం. అట్లా 11 to 5 అంటే రోజు కనీసం కంపల్సరీగా జరగాల్సింది. ఎక్కువ మంది మీకు ఇన్సిస్ట్ చేయండి ఏంటంటే 5 గంటలకు నిద్ర లేవడం. అది 5 గంటలకి నిద్ర లేవాల్సిన అవసరం ఏముంది? ఇటువంటి మూర్ఖపు వాదనలు మాట్లాడితే నేనేం చేయలేను. బట్ అలా చేస్తే మనకి ఎక్కువ యాంపుల్ టైం ఉంటుంది. సో 5కి నిద్ర లేచి దెన్ ఒక ఫిజికల్ ఫిట్నెస్ యాక్టివిటీ చేసి అండ్ 8కి క్లాస్కి వచ్చి 1 వరకు చదువు, మళ్ళీ అక్కడ క్లాసులు విని ఒక 1 అవర్ లంచ్ బ్రేక్ తీసుకొని 2 నుంచి మళ్ళీ 8 వరకు స్టడీ అవర్స్లో ఉండి మెంటర్స్ ద్వారా అసిస్టెన్స్ తీసుకొని మళ్ళీ 9కి మళ్ళీ డిన్నర్ అయిపోయిన తర్వాత 9 to 11 ఆ రోజు జరిగిన మొత్తం కార్యక్రమం మీద ఒకసారి రివిజన్ చేసుకుని 2 అవర్స్ పాటు 11 to 5 పడుకుంటాం. ఇందులో కంపల్సరీగా చేయాల్సింది ఏంటి అంటే ఫిజికల్ ఫిట్నెస్, 1 అవర్ ఫిజికల్ ఫిట్నెస్ ప్రతిరోజు. 2 ఈ తినే విషయంలో, ఫుడ్ విషయంలో చాలా జాగ్రత్తగా ఉండడం. ఫుడ్ విషయంలో ఏం తేడా వచ్చినా కానీ టోటల్గా కనీసం ఒక 10 రోజులు మన ప్రిపరేషన్ డిస్టర్బ్ అయిపోతుంది. కాబట్టి హెల్తీ ఫుడ్ తినాలి. అండ్ 3rd, నిద్రపోవడం. మినిమం 6 అవర్స్ కంపల్సరీగా పడుకోవాలి. జనరల్గా చాలామంది ఈ నిద్రపోవడం అనే మాట చెప్పరు. ఎందుకంటే ఇండియన్ సొసైటీలో పడుకోవడం అంటే అదేదో అవమానంగా అనుకుంటారు, అదేదో హేళన చేస్తారు. ఎప్పుడు నిద్రేనా అని చెప్పి పేరెంట్స్ కూడా తిడుతుంటారు. బట్ ఎప్పుడు నిద్రపోతే తిడతారు, కానీ మినిమం 6 అవర్స్ మాత్రం పడుకోవాలి. ఆ టైం ఏమై ఉండాలి? 11 to 5 అయి ఉండాలి. ఇలా మెకానికల్గా ఉండాలి నీ లైఫ్ ప్రిపరేషన్ లైఫ్ మొత్తం కూడా. రొటీన్గా ఉండాలి, వెరైటీగా ఉండకూడదు. అంటే ఈ రొటీన్ ఎవరైతే ఫాలో అవుతారో వాళ్ళు కన్సిస్టెంట్గా ఫాలో అయినట్టు, కన్సిస్టెంట్గా చదివినట్టు. అండ్ యూపీఎస్సీ ఎగ్జామినేషన్ డిమాండ్స్ కన్సిస్టెన్సీ ఇన్ ద ప్రిపరేషన్, కమిట్మెంట్ ఇన్ ద ప్రిపరేషన్. అది అంటే సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ఎగ్జామ్ సక్సెస్ అయ్యే వాళ్ళు చేసేటటువంటి పని ఇది. ఏం పని చేస్తారు? రోజు ఒకే పనిని ఒకే టైంకి చేయడం జరుగుతుంది. నిద్ర లేవడం కాడి నుంచి నిద్రపోవడం వరకు ప్రతి పని ఒకే పద్ధతి ప్రకారం కాన్స్టెంట్గా చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తారు. ఎవరైతే ఒకే పనిని కాన్స్టెంట్గా చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్ళారో వాళ్ళు దాంట్లో నైపుణ్యం వచ్చేస్తుంది. అంటే నైపుణ్యం రావడానికి మనం చేయాల్సింది 100 రకాల పనులు కాదు, ఒకే పని 100 సార్లు చేయడం. అందుకే ఎన్సీఆర్టీ చదవమని చెప్పాను. ఎప్పటి నుంచి ఎప్పటి వరకు? ఈ ప్రిపరేషన్ షుడ్ స్టార్ట్ విత్ ద ఎన్సీఆర్టీ, ఎండ్ విత్ ద ఎన్సీఆర్టీ. అంటే ఏంటి? కన్సిస్టెంట్గా, కాన్స్టెంట్గా నిరంతరం ఎన్సీఆర్టీ చదువుతూ ఉండాలి. ఇప్పుడు బ్రూస్లీ తెలుసు కదా. బ్రూస్లీ ఒక సందర్భంలో అంటాడు, ఏమంటాడంటే, నాకు శత్రువులు ఎవరైతే ఉంటారో ఆ శత్రువులు చాలామంది ఉంటారు, 10,000 రకాల కిక్కులు తెలిసినోడితో నాకు భయం లేదు. బట్ ఒకే కిక్ని 10,000 సార్లు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసినోడితేనే నాకు భయం. ఎందుకని? ఒకే కిక్ని 10,000 సార్లు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసినోడితో భయం. 10,000 రకాల కిక్కులు తెలిస్తే వాడు దేంట్లోనూ 10,000 రకాలలో దేంట్లోనూ ఎక్స్పర్ట్ కాదాడు. కానీ ఒకే కిక్ని, ఒకే పంచిని 10,000 సార్లు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసేవాడు. నీ పంచ్ ఏ స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది, నీ కిక్ ఏ స్థాయిలో ఉంటుంది. కాబట్టి రొటీన్గా పని చేయడం అనేది సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ప్రిపరేషన్లో ఒక కీ ఆస్పెక్ట్ అన్నమాట. కాన్స్టెంట్గా పనిచేయడం అనేది కీ ఆస్పెక్ట్. ఈ ప్రిపరేషన్ స్ట్రాటజీ ప్రతిరోజు 5 గంటలకి మొదలవ్వాలి అండ్ నైట్ 11 గంటలకి ఎండ్ అవ్వాలి. క్లాసులకు అటెండ్ అవ్వడం, దాన్ని రివైజ్ చేయడం, మళ్ళీ పడుకునే ముందు ఫైనల్ రివిజన్ చేసుకోవడం, అలా పెద్ద పద్ధతి పెట్టుకోవాలి. సో ఈ ప్రిపరేషన్ ద్వారా ఇది కనుక ఒక 1 year పాటు అలవాటు అయిందనుకో, మీ లైఫ్ లాంగ్ ఇదే ప్రిపరేషన్ స్ట్రాటజీ, ఇదే స్టైల్ ఉంటుంది. అండ్ నేను చెప్పిన వాటిల్లో మీకు నష్టాన్ని కలిగించేది ఏమైనా ఉందా? ఇప్పుడు నేను చెప్పిన వాటిల్లో మీకు నష్టాన్ని కలిగించేది ఏమైనా ఉందా? రొటీన్గా చేయమంటున్నాం అని చెప్పి ఏది నష్టం కాదు. మీకు అన్ని రకాలుగా మంచిని కలిగించేదే, నష్టం ఏది ఉండదు. సో మేక్ థింగ్స్ రొటీన్ అండ్ రిజల్ట్ విల్ బి డిఫరెంట్. నువ్వు చేసే పని రొటీన్గా ఉంటే ఫలితం డిఫరెంట్గా ఉంటుంది. డిఫరెంట్గా ఉండడం అంటే ఏంటి? అందరికీ వచ్చిన ఫలితం మనకు రాదు, మనకి వేరే డిఫరెంట్ హయ్యర్ లెవెల్ రిజల్ట్ అనేది వస్తుంది. సో సీక్రెట్ ఆఫ్ సక్సెస్ ఇన్ ద సివిల్ సర్వీస్ ఈజ్ డూయింగ్ ద థింగ్స్ రొటీన్ అండ్ క్రాకింగ్ ద సివిల్ సర్వీస్ అల్టిమేట్లీ. అది సో ఇది ప్రిపరేషన్ పద్ధతి. అండ్ ఐ విల్ బీ టేకింగ్ ది క్లాసెస్ ఫర్ ద ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ బ్యాచెస్ ఆల్సో ఆన్ ఎవ్రీ వీకెండ్. ప్రతి వారం కంపల్సరీగా ప్రతి క్లాస్ వాళ్ళకి వస్తుంటాను. రైట్. సో నెక్స్ట్ క్లాస్లో మళ్ళీ ఇంకోసారి కలుద్దాం.